Welcome to this video. What I'm going to do is show you how to capture sweet B-roll for your videos. Our goal is to capture some nice B-roll to go along with the interview that I did with Bird. Now, Bird was talking about sports cards and specifically Luka Doncic, a very vital card to the interview. And we're also going to go over and get some Tim Horton shots. We did go outside and we showed you how to do that. But now the goal is to show you indoors how you can mess around with color temperatures a bit and how to get some pretty cool shots using your phone as well. So let's get right to it. Right now we are on a wide shot. We got a 24-70. We also have a speed booster. So we're gonna be able to utilize more of the lens. And we're gonna get into the macro setting a little bit as well. Now, just to show you a bit of the setup, let's cut to the main camera here. If you look off to the side, we are bouncing just a little bit of orange light. So we got 3200 color temperature bouncing off of our wall and hitting the ceiling and coming back. So if we look at the card itself, and you can see the camera on the back, but the card, you will see that we're getting a little bit of that warmthness. So it's gonna add a little more cinematic flair to it, if you wish. And again, up here, we've got a flashlight just beaming down and just highlighting a bit of the edge as well. So we're just gonna be highlighting a bit of the edge of the card. So this is gonna be a little bit old plastic that we have, but it still works. And then for our main shot, we got this big key light. We're just gonna keep kind of up and away a little bit. So that's gonna be 5600. So this is gonna be more daylight. So 5600 Kelvin. That blue light in the back is gonna be closer to 6000. And then we also have 3200 in the corner. So we're kind of playing with a mix of color temperatures. So what we're gonna do now though is we're gonna go to the Edelkrone app. So the first thing we wanna do is compose our shot. We're gonna make sure that our tripod is even. And we're just gonna be getting like a couple second shot. And I wanna zoom in. So I just wanna see the card itself. I don't wanna see underneath that. And if you don't know the Edelkrone, there's a slider and then there's also a rotating like Lazy Susan type of thing. So that's what we're gonna be using. And then as we're still filming, I got focus peaking so I can see that I can go from out of focus and into focus. Out of focus, into focus. One thing to keep in mind, if you don't have this type of system, it's fine. You can just rack focus like so. And then if you want to get B-roll, you could also pan over and make sure you don't have a camera in your shot. We're using that to film. But again, that's a pretty cool shot. You could also go up and down. But I would say panning left to right. You could also pan from left to right and then rack focus as well. So there's different ways of achieving the shot. We're gonna keep this stationary and we're gonna go into the manual and we're gonna pair and connect the Edelkrone. So right now we've connected the Edelkrone. We're using the Edelkrone app. If you have an Edelkrone, this is great. If not, it's fine. But I just wanna show you how to do this if you're wanting to take things to the next level. So if you're wanting to take things to the next level, this is what you're gonna do. So what we're gonna do is just rotate and pan the Edelkrone. So I wanna get about a 45 to 90 degree angle. And then I'm gonna stop on pose 1. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the app and I'm gonna rotate and stop where I want here. So I wanna be right about here. That's a nice looking composition. And then I wanna adjust my shot just a tad. And here I could also crop in as well if I need to. And then what's cool about this app, let's hold pose 2. So now I was able to memorize both positions. So if I hit 1, it's gonna go back to its original position. And just like that, once I hit pose 2, and 3, 2, 1, boom. And that is how you get a pretty epic B-roll shot. And sports cards are a really cool way. It's a good thing to film. You know, people can be more difficult, they're moving, but this is definitely one way that you can do it. And again, I can just go back to 1 and then I can do it with just the light on. So you could play around with different things. There I could use some red I could use red in the corner of the room as well. There are different ways of doing this, but I find that this is a really cool method. I could also pan into the shot and then stop, for example. Like, there's so many things that you can do. So I'm gonna get one more of these shots. Again, you could rack focus, you can pan over. And if you do have a channel where you have small objects, think about bringing up your production value. Edelkrone, they make great products. So that's all we have for this shot. What we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna go over there and we're just gonna get some shots of the Tim Hortons cups. And that's gonna be about it. We're not really gonna light anything differently. It's just supporting stuff for our footage. So now we're recording and we've got the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera on the slider. And we're just pairing up the app here. So once we pair up this app, we're gonna be able to slide the camera pretty smoothly. And I can also rack focus if I have to. But what I wanna do is just have the camera start back and come in on the shot. What we're gonna do other than that is I'm gonna get some macro shots as well. So this is a good lens and that's why we're using this one. So what we're gonna do is end up where we need to be. And I had the composition already, so I'm basically gonna make this our pose 1. And then what we're gonna do is have a slow speed. And we could also adjust how hard the stop is as well. So we can make that smooth also. So what we're gonna do is just make sure the cards and the Tim's cup is in focus. That's looking good. And all we're gonna do is bring this back to the top. So we don't wanna have a lot of light. We want this to be a little bit more moody. So all we have to do is hit pose 2. And then while we're recording, once we hit pose 2, this is slowly gonna come in and we're gonna end up on our shot. So we still gotta keep it fast enough. But again, pose 1. So on pose 1, our dolly is going to come in. And as you can see here, we're getting our beautiful shot. It's gonna end up in focus as well. And again, B-roll, you can talk all you want. So this is just a nice, beautiful, smooth shot. And you're gonna have access to this in the course. So that's how we're getting this shot. We're getting a lot out of this. And again, hockey, the space, the sports card show, think about your setting, your set design. Everything in your video is important. So the next thing we're gonna do is just slightly adjust our shot here. So for this shot, we're gonna start up high, and we're gonna come all the way down on the cards. So again, pose 1. Same thing, it's gonna start at the back. It's gonna come in on the cards here. Make sure we're locked down. Beautiful. So as he's talking about the cards, we have supporting footage for that as well. We can show the space, we can show the cards. We can add a lot more emotion. We want this to feel moody. We want this to feel home-like. So that's all we have for you in this video, and we will see you next time.